Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. This is Happy Today Morning Reflections with William. Um, yeah, this is this is fun. I am up. There's a word that I used. We we had a couple weeks ago. Functional. It's like I am functioning. Um, so I have um, my eyes are open. My I have breath in my lungs. I'm functioning, and so I'm here. So I'm very excited to be here this morning. I am going to pick some cards for today, so we can see who woke up and see how this day is going to show up for us. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. There's a lot of things that I had. The first card is I am curious. I am curious is the first card that I picked. You are complete. You are complete. And things like there is no one youer than you. I think that's the third time in a row that I've picked that card. So that's been interesting to see that come up, because how that's really shown up for me. So that's kind of good. It's kind of funny. I was going to say the word of today on the show, a one word conversation, and you'll see if you when you watch the show at 11. It's a pre-recorded show because I was doing some traveling for a memorial for my Aunt Evie, and I just wanted to make sure that I would be back, if I would be back in time, and all that other kind of stuff. So, I want to honor my commitment to that show, and so I pre-recorded a show to just kind of make sure, because sometimes when you do traveling, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I do traveling, you never never know if you're going to return on as planned. And there's many times when I travel, and sometimes when I do some scheduling, it is everything has to be perfect. Like, it's like to the letter, this is where I'm going to be doing, this is what, there is, especially when you're going down past the Atlanta area. We kind of worked in, probably going down there. There was we sat in traffic or behind an accident for about probably a half an hour. We added a half an hour to our trip down, and we added about a half an hour to our trip back because of construction. So that kind of prolonged, the trip, but it was good. The one thing that I will say about the memorial service, it was different. It was different in the same because of COVID. There's a lot of people that, well, everyone had masks on, and there was like a distance. There was a spacing of everything. There were hugs and less hugs, right? Type of things. So it was, it's like we're being conditioned to be there for each other and not be there for each other. And so I don't want to get in a soapbox about that this morning, but that is definitely a conversation that is bubbling in me about the more that we can do to keep ourselves safe and healthy. that I don't think that we have been has been a large part of this conversation around COVID-19 or the coronavirus or whatever, however you label it. But it is a part of us now. So, yeah, um, I am really excited about. If you can tell, this is my excited voice, my excited face. I woke up with this. Like say, yeah, I got stuff to do. I get stuff to do, or there's stuff that I get to do that I'm really excited about doing this. I'm doing this week, and I'm just going to be at it. And Yeah, there's the other thing that's exciting about this week, but it's kind of anticlimactic, and I didn't know if I was going to say um, anything about it, but you know, I tell it all to you, right now. This was a planned week to celebrate the episode 200. So episode 200 is scheduled. I planned to um, to have it, this Friday. Good morning. I had it planned this Friday that Friday was going to be episode 200 of of one word conversations. And so so what we're going to do celebrations all week, or something, just have like a promotional thing for the episode. And I've been working on that. And I did some counting. I basically I did a recount, right? And When I did some recount of the episodes and the episodes that I had planned, um, the reality is episode 200 um, was probably last Thursday, right? So last Thursday, with no fanfare, um, the episode on Zess. Um, yeah, that's funny. I tried, I got jokes in the morning. Um, there, so Zess was episode 200. So that was a good conversation, and maybe we will show that again and kind of do that. But here's what I've decided to do. So I will celebrate and keep it as episode 200, as announced for next Friday. That I will really, because it is, there's a there's a reason. You know what? I just started to think about something. Is that um, even if I'm celebrating, episode, 210, there's a reason why that is the one. Or is it 210 or two? I don't know what it's going to be. It might be 208. And so we'll look up at 208. What is the um, what is the significance of celebrating that day? Why is that a day of celebration? And there may be something. There may be a reason why I am celebrating that day. There's maybe a reason why I am. Um, I miscounted of that. In my mind, because I am recognizing that there are some things are that are supposed to happen. Because I always say that I don't, things don't happen for a reason. Things happen and we give them reason. And so if I look at things happen, I miscounted, right? I miscounted um, for a reason, and there's a reason why there was, there was this understanding of um, it's a week away, or I can give it reason. I can make something out of it, and say that what I say. Um, but I think the other thing that I'm getting aware of for myself, let's just say that, is that there's a level of celebration or gratitude or appreciation that I need to have with all of my shows. The fact that, almost over 200 days ago, I mean, we can look at the calendar, April 15th or around that time when the show started, that I went from zero. The only way that I can go from 0 episodes to now 106 episodes, and probably more because I have bonus episodes, probably probably 10, maybe 10 uh 10 episodes that are not even counted into the 11 a.m. conversation shows. So the total episodes that I've probably done for this show is probably closer to, you know, um, to, you know, uh, 200 and 206 or something like that. I don't know. So it's over 200 right now, but we're going to celebrate. We're going to, whatever number, I'm going to do the count, and I'm going to celebrate that and recognize that, because, you know, there is sometimes that I'll celebrate, or I'll make a big deal out of, the number five, at the end, or when there's a zero at the end, as if those are numbers to celebrate, and we miss all of those other numbers that are part of that, all those other milestones. And I just don't feel like I'm going to do that anymore. I am going to be recording a special conversation with Manuel this week, because he was a part of episode one. He was episode. He was a part of episode 101. So we kind of restarted again, and so I want him to be another part of the, I guess, the next 100 episodes, that we do. So wherever that is. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. I am going to be promoting and offering, more of my complimentary coaching sessions this week. I'm really excited about my coaching, and the language around that, and really, because um, the three areas of, helping you show up as yourself at your work, for your within your relationships, and for yourself. Not only does it make sense, it's like so important. It's so important for you to live your life. The more that you have an actionable awareness of yourself, the more that you can show up in those areas. And it's one of those things, the actionable awareness. I think the reason why that we're not 100% in our life is because most of the times when we have that, um, when we get the awareness of ourselves, we kind are the desire to get an awareness of ourselves. We pause, we stop, we kind of sit, and do that. And I want to say life goes on, but life is moving, just like we were talked about with time. There's always things going on. So how can you? I guess the question is, how can you? Um, as they say, keep making imperfect actions. Our life is imperfect actions. Our life is imperfect actions. It's moving on in our life, creating our own path. That's life. And the more that we try to wait and make it perfect, and the more that we put our life on hold, put our relationships on hold, put our desires on hold, we're not living our lives. And so that's why I'm so excited about my coaching and my offering. So I invite you to reach out to me for a complimentary coaching call. I kind of, it's like sometimes I offer that as do you want fries with that shake? Type of thing. And it's just so much more. It's the thing. It's the meal. It's the opportunity for you to show up in your life, and I need to honor that and give it that credit for that. Um, so yeah, so that's how this week is going to be showing up for me. I am going to sign up for uh, my 30-day challenge with Precious. I don't know if you saw the show yesterday. I'll sign up this day to hire myself. Just look at my relationship to my schedule, my relationship to my life, and the things that are important. I can say over and over what's important to me and what's not important to me. But if I don't make time, if I don't if I don't hire myself and really check in for myself on a consistent basis, I will miss myself. I will blame myself, you know. I will dishonor myself by not being there for myself. And so I'm so honored to be connected with people that not only are part of the conversation of loving yourself and self-awareness and all those things that I feel that's a part of my coaching and everything, but it's a complement to it. So I can easily recommend what they're up to kind of go along with that. So yeah, so we can do that. So I'm going to be doing that this week. Um, I yeah, I'm very curious, recognizing that I am complete, recognizing that you're complete. That's an that is that is an ongoing discovery. It's not something that you just kind of get and then you keep moving. It is something that you kind of come back to. I think that we get to come back to that. Let's just say that we get to come back to that. And what that allows you to do is to really embrace what that means to be complete, and just kind of to go from there. Um, yeah, there was something that came to mind, and as quickly as it came, it left. But to go back to my weekend, and yesterday I got the opportunity um, to speak at the memorial service, and it's the interesting thing about that is that before I left, I resolved within myself that I was going to speak. I didn't know how that was going to show up, but I was going to have a moment to speak my thoughts, my desires, my concerns, how I was reflecting, her passing. Um, but because I wasn't on the schedule, and I had I don't want to say I had some anxieties around it, but there was a way, let's just say this, there was an expectation, there was a way that I thought that was memorial service was going to go. And since I wasn't, I want to say invited to speak, I didn't think that I would be a part of the activity. So if I was going to say something, um, to my aunt how I was there and all that other kind of stuff, that was going to be one thing. but I had resolved myself, and it was very interesting that I was like, okay, well, what am I going to say? What are some of the things? So I like kind of had some bullet points of ideas of things that I wanted to say if I got an opportunity to speak, and then I just, we just went down there, um, and and during the service, when we got to the place where they said that there were going to be two moments of reflection, or I can't remember what they acknowledged. I forget what the words that they use, but they said there's only going to be two for a total of 4 minutes. So it was like, all right, I'm looking around and seeing all the people that are there, and I'm like, yeah. I thought I was going to sneak in, and kind of, I don't want to say possibly bully my way up, but that's just not me. So, I'm sitting there just kind of trying to stay in the moment, of the whole memorial service. And then my sister like points at me, and she like pokes me, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And she was like, my aunt Priscilla is like trying to get my attention. And she's like, oh, she's trying to get your attention. Kind of look over there. I looked over there, and I saw her like animated, like saying, and it's like, and she was like pointing up me to go up, because nobody was going up, and she was pointing at me to go up. And the first thing that I do is like point at myself. Are you talking to me? Is that, and so it was kind of two expressions. Thank you. um two expressions. So it's like, oh, okay. So it's like, hey, we're on. So it's like, now it's like this intention to go up to say something, and now it's like this is happening. So as I learned in Toastmasters, as you know, that I'm a Toastmasters. When you're ready to speak, or you're getting ready to speak, or to get up, and like to be in the wings, and kind of let people know that, hey, next on the next person that you'll hear is the person that's standing over there. So so I get up, and I say what I say, and my lovely wife um, recorded it, and so I'll probably share that today. Um, I recognize that all of everything that I said it had nothing to come through me. Um, it really went through me. So I can't remember everything that I said. I remember a couple of things that I said, but I didn't remember everything. Oh, so the Toastmasters training helps. It comes in time if the impromptu speaking works, if you allow it to work. So I had 2 minutes. I didn't have a light and everything, but I had 2 minutes to do what I do. And my wife said that I did 2 minutes. I think she said I did 2 minutes and 30 seconds. She was timing me, so type of thing. So I was still able to qualify for a ribbon if I was in Toastmasters. So that's a little thing. So, but I recognize that everything that I said wasn't just from me. It was something that needed to be said. And because I don't remember it, I don't remember everything that I said. Um, and so it was really, um, yeah, I was glad I got the opportunity to do it, honored to do it, and I resolved to do it. And so um, the one thing that I do remember is that the more that I reflect on my aunt, my favorite aunt, Evelyn, is that she lived her life, and she encouraged other people to live their life. And even there was disappointments and traumas and all the things, and people questioning the life that she lived. Um, she still loved you, and did what she she wanted to do. So yeah, so I shared that. I shared that, and so um, it lets me know that she is with me. She is with me. So that was fun. So I think we're coming to the time where I do a prayer, so we can go on with our day, our morning, our happy today. So as this day continues, it is my prayer that we are curious about our our life. We're curious about our desires, our concerns, our affairs, the things that we are called to do today. We're curious about what's going on with the people that we care about, that we're giving them our attention and our intention to be there for them, that we acknowledge that we are complete, because in our completeness, that we can have access to everything and everything that we do. And there's a recognition that even though that there are parts of our completeness that we are not currently aware of, it doesn't mean that we're missing anything. It means that we just are not totally aware of our completeness, but we are complete. And that the more that we recognize that there is no one youer than you, so only you can be you. So it's today is inviting us to be ourselves and to live our lives. We take a breath there, breathe it, recognize it. Um, yeah. So as I, in the posture of prayer, as I acknowledge the fears and the depression and the disappointment of my past, and acknowledge the anxiety and the hopes of my future, I bring them together and become present to the fact that I can have a happy today. That is my prayer for you. See you at 11. And one of these days, I'll learn how to say the word for today. So right now, it's a mystery word. I know it starts with an A, but I guess I'm just not in the mood to butcher that word today. So have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon. Blessings.